Showbiz and Leigh Drew on 97.7 FM.
Won't you come out to play? Dear Prudence, greet the brand new day.
In Australia, we're so fortunate to have many, many great stars. Recording stars, stage and screen stars. If you were to take a moment and count them, they'd be numerous. It's very, very high. Many of those entertainers brought us the music we grew up with. We have fond memories of our first concerts, the first date you went to, the first car you got, what was on the radio at that particular time. You could earmark what impact that had on you with the artist you were listening to. My next guest falls into all of those categories. He's been called Australia's greatest voice. I'm talking about my next guest, Doug Parkinson. Doug, welcome in.
Hello, Lee.
Lovely to have you with us, pal.
What a fantastic, thank you so much. What a beautiful, lovely, lovely intro. But I must tell you, I'm very embarrassed about that tag. But it certainly wasn't me saying that. I think it was a newspaper somewhere.
It was the Herald Sun who said that.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yep. I wouldn't be embarrassed at all. You've got a beautiful voice. Absolutely stunning. It's great. It's great.
Thank you.
And, of course, you've done a lot of work for radio and things over the years. I was at 3AK for years, and, of course, you were a voice at 3AK, 3AW, all these sort of stations doing ads and things, weren't you, at times?
I was. Been very, very lucky. A lot of those assignments sustained me through a very difficult or very awkward period of my career, from starting out and then having success and being a pop star, I suppose you would call it, and then people have sort of saying, well, you've had your turn now, we don't, it's time for you to retire. And of course I didn't want to, but then luckily things came along like 3AK, When Wrinklies Fly, and some theatre work, and it's funny, then I was off on this roller coaster, but yes.
Doug, as I was reading your bio, of course, it refreshed my memory too, and so many things you've done over such a long period of time. And I said to myself the other day, boy, this guy's been so busy. But you've just come back and said a little bit the opposite of that, because there are down times, aren't there? You know, you're very busy as a rock recording artist, doing your concerts and performing, but then you hit that wall, don't you?
Of course. And it's perfectly natural anyway. I mean, I think people like you in the beginning and they embrace you, and then it's just the human attitude to keep looking for something new. And it can be a very eat 'em up, spit 'em out type of business. But I decided a long time ago that when the penny dropped, that I really wanted to do this as a career. I wanted to make this my life's work. Then I decided I had to do many different things. I had to be able to, do lots of different genres. I had to become a theatre person. I had to be able to do advertising work. I had to do some acting. We have such a small population here. To have a long career, I think you've got to have several strings to your bow.
So you diversified as time was going on.
I'm sorry?
You diversified.
Exactly. And it's funny, now the wheels coming round another another circle, and I think I've now reached another sort of period of my life where I suppose my audience is growing older with me, and they're kind of, as you said in your intro, all the work I've done brings back memories. Music's like a time machine.
It is, isn't it?
It's a wonderful thing.
Yep. I was reading through your bio, and Battle of the Sounds came up, Hoadley's Battle of the Sounds, and of course that was just spectacular back in the 60s and early 70s, and your group won that. You played in that, of course, right around the country. It was great for you. And Dear Prudence, that I open up with, 1969, what a fantastic song that is.
Oh, yes, Lee. I mean, we worked very, very hard. We'd actually come from Sydney, and Melbourne was the capital of rock music, popular. Well, I suppose you'd call it, what kind of music would you call it? Well, pop or rock music.
Pop rock, yeah.
And bands came from all around Australia and ended up in Melbourne because it had such a wonderful, thriving scene. And Hoadley's was really one of the only, apart from just working hard every week and building up an audience, doing it that way, which I still think is the best way to do it, to get a following. Hoadley's was a wonderful door opener for a young band. So we were very, very fortunate. We had a great band. We had a different band, and all of that sort of combined, all the planets sort of lined up, and it was wonderful. I'm still so fond of the memories I have of Melbourne at that time. It was just such a wonderful, beautiful place to be.
1970, you went off to London with a new band, Fanny Adams.
Yes, that was an experiment that, to be brutally frank, didn't work.
So much so that you decided to come back to our shores.
Yeah, exactly. We recorded an album, and we'd actually had a really good review in the Cashbox magazine, the American Showbiz Bible, but we thought, we were headed to America for a tour, and but on the way, let's come back to Australia and try to build a bank. And all kinds of dramas happened. A fire, I think it was one of those fires that had to happen. All our equipment got lost. And I shut my mouth off saying this was one of the world's greatest bands in the world, with rubbish. A whole bunch of stupid things happened, and the thing just fell apart dreadfully.
Well, in 73, you went solo, and then from then you went, I suppose, in the showbiz a bit, because in 75, 76, Sgt. Pepper's, and Ned Kelly. Yeah.
That's when all the theatre stuff happened.
That's right.
And, it was amazing. I never got to play the romantic lead. I think the only romantic lead went with my wife in my marriage, but I was always the villain. I always kept getting bumped off, Lee. And
did your wife see you as being a villain too?
Oh, yes, she still thinks I'm a bit of a villain. But I think she's a bit of a villain too, a villainess. But I kept getting bumped off. Everything I did.
Yeah.
With Sgt. Pepper, I got blown up with a bomb.
Yes.
Superstar, they hung me.
Yep.
Big River, I drowned.
That's
drunk.
right. That was a good show, Big River. Fantastic.
That was terrific, wasn't it?
Marvellous.
Well, I played old Pat Finn. He was an old drunk. And a lot of people said I was typecast for that.
Well, I was going to say you did it quite well.
And then Ned Kelly, I got shot to death and the ghost comes.
And you keep
and then
having...
the musical, I died in a plane crash. So
well, that's it. You keep having resurrections, though.
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to have those at Easter time, aren't you?
Yeah.
You must be going to do a biblical show next.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the only one I didn't get killed off in was probably my favourite one, the Wizard of Oz, and I played the Cowardly Lion. That was such a sweet show.
Yeah, beautiful show.
But that I was very, very lucky, and I was able to adapt, and that sustained me through my 30s and 40s, and then I was kind of forgiven for being young, if you know what I mean. People accepted me on another level then.
Well, you've been there, you've done it, and they had to accept you, didn't they? You weren't going anywhere, kid. You weren't going anywhere. You were going to hang around. You did Young Doctors too, I think, didn't you, for television?
Gee, so you remembered two embarrassing moments of my life, Young Doctors and Fanny Adams.
Well, young Doctors, goodness. When I read that, I thought, you haven't been in Young Doctors. I didn't even see you in it.
No, it was so quick, thank God.
I suppose next will be Bold and Beautiful, will it?
No. That was only one or two episodes or something. I got out of there very, very quickly. But, it's all a learning curve. It's all fun. And when you're young, you've got all the enthusiasm. And I think, gee, I'll try that.
That's right.
Give that a go. But I did a film with Colleen Hewitt. She and I were a married couple. I forget the name of the thing now. But and there are a couple of other things, acting-wise. But I enjoyed that.
Yes.
But I think I'm primarily a singer who can act a bit. Well,
it's through your singing that we're getting you down here into Gippsland, and you're going to be coming down with Parkinson Honours Joe Cocker.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Tell me about Joe Cocker and your love for Joe Cocker's music.
I love Joe Cocker, and a lot of people, well, some people would dismiss him as being, all that kind of stuff. My opinion is he was a very good singer, and he was, as we all know, a very quirky character. He was a unique person, and I suppose waiting until his unfortunate passing was perhaps the time for me to do a bit of a retrospective. I was such a fan of his his body of work, if you will. I mean, our concert on the night runs for 2.5 hours.
Gee.
And it's a big thing for me at my age.
My word.
We cover all his great hits. I'm a bit of a historian, Lee, and I love to know the how, when, why, and what. He made some wonderful decisions, and other people did for him too. He had a great repertoire, and it's a lovely thing to sing every night.
Yeah, some of those that I've got in mind, a little help from my friends. He did Delta Lady, a fantastic hit for him.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
They just keep rolling off the tongue, and I feel I have a lot in common with him because we're both interpreters more than songwriters, interpreters of other people's material. We get to cover a real a gamut of other people's work as well. You know, Billy Preston, Van Morrison, all of that kind of stuff is within his framework. And also, just very quickly, I do the first half of all my stuff, like Dear Prudence and I'll Be Around, and some of my favourite songs. So
I was going to ask you that. Are you doing those?
Yeah, well, in effect, on my own support act, I'm too mean to pay a support act.
Oh, don't blame you. Don't blame you.
No.
Look, we went to a show the other night, and there was a support act, and I thought, why is she spending 20 minutes on stage?
Yes.
We don't really need that. Let's get on with the show because, and you go to an interval after 20 minutes, you think, oh my God, what am I here for? And then
right.
The artist comes on, and all is forgiven. But you're right. Get on there, do your own thing. Congratulations for thinking that way.
Well, it's been going very, very well, and we've had fabulous crowds everywhere in reception, and we fill the Melbourne Arts Centre. That's a lovely big theatre. It's going really well. I've got the most beautiful band, Lee. It's a really hot band. Two great singers who've been friends of mine for. Well, they can't hear this interview. They've been friends of mine for 30 years. And it's a very high-powered, lovely thing, but there are soft moments as well, and I'm so looking forward. I haven't been to Warragul for years, and in fact, I can't even remember the last time. So I'm really looking forward to it.
It should be good. It's at the West Gippsland Arts Centre, a great theatre. It's Friday, November the 11th, and we do have 2 double passes to give away. So the first 2 callers in will give you those double passes. The number 599669977, 599669977, to go and see Joe, to see Doug, not Joe, but Doug doing Joe's music. So the West Gippsland Arts Centre, Friday, November the 11th, 7:30 I think it is, from memory.
Yes, it is.
Yep, 7:30. Doug, it's been lovely to catch up with you, pal. A great sense of humour. You and I are the same age, so every day we get out of bed, it's another day for us.
Well, we're in our prime then.
Absolutely, mate, absolutely. Look forward to meeting you on the night, pal. Thank you for your time today.
Me too. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Doug. Take care. Bye-bye to you.
Bye-bye.
What a lovely chap and a great interview. Doug Parkinson. He's honouring Joe Cocker at the West Gippsland Arts Centre, Friday, November the 11th. If you'd like a double pass, we have 2 to give away, 599669977. You'll collect those at the door, 599669977.